The Way of the Superior Man, a spiritual guide to mastering the challenges of woman, work, and sexual desire. Chapter 31. Her complaint is content free. Women are always wanting divine masculine presence in a man, regardless of their specific complaint or mood. A man should hear his woman's complaints like warning bells and then do his best to align his life with his truth and purpose. However, if he believes in the literal content of her complaint, he will immediately go off course, for the content reflects her present mood more than a careful observation of his tendencies over time. Her complaint should be valued as a reminder to get it together, and perhaps as an indication as to how. But more often than not, the specifics of her complaint do not describe the real underlying action or tendency that needs to be changed. Your woman says, "How can you spend so much time in front of the TV when our rent is due in a few days? We're behind on car payments and you just lost your job." "Don't worry about it, I have a job interview tomorrow." "Well, why don't you get off your butt? You said you were going to clean out the garage weeks ago. I can hardly get to the car." Okay. I'll clean the garage this afternoon." Your woman stops talking and goes about her business, but you can feel her simmering anger and tension. You don't like to be around her when she's like this. You want to get out of the house. "I'll be back in a few hours and I'll clean the garage," you say, as you grab your coat and head for the door. You hear a glass break in the kitchen, so you go in and find your wife furious. "I can't take this anymore," she wails. "What? I said I'd clean the garage. What's going on?" you wonder. "I just can't take it," she cries out, pulling away from you, closing up, and not letting you touch her. "I don't get it. I said I'd clean the garage. I have a job interview tomorrow. Everything is going to be fine. What do you want?" You've probably had some version of this conversation with your woman. It holds a key to masculine growth and freedom, and it reveals a common mistake men make with their woman. The thing your woman is complaining about is rarely the thing she is complaining about. It is a mistake to believe the content of what she is saying and then respond to her complaints point by point. When she complains about financial issues, she is usually feeling a lack in your masculine capacity to direct your life with clarity, purpose, integrity, and wisdom. The money itself is secondary. If you were poor, but totally conscious, happy, full of integrity, fearless, humorous, loving, and giving your fullest gift to the world and to your woman, she wouldn't complain about lack of money. When you say you will clean the garage, and then weeks pass and you haven't, her complaint isn't really about the garage. Sure, she like a clean garage, but this is a superficial issue. The deeper issue is that you didn't do what you said you would. You gave her your word and you didn't follow through. She can't trust what you say, and this hurts her deeply. She might seem to be overacting to you. Why is she so hysterical? It's only a garage. But she can feel your lack of integrity. Not having cleaned the garage yet seems like a small thing to you, but it shows you don't follow through with your word, with your purpose. Your word is a demonstration of your purpose, of your masculine core. When you don't follow through with what you say you are going to do, she feels that your masculine core is weak. She feels let down. She can't trust your masculine direction, and so she feels a great loss. Over time, she will begin to build up her own masculine protection against your lack of integrity. She will begin to guard herself against the hurt that your lack of carry-through causes. She will harden herself, becoming angular and tense. To you, the garage seems trivial. To her, you have failed at your word. She can't trust you. It's very much as if your woman were to become slovenly. The core of the feminine is energy or radiance. If she stops taking care of herself, If she becomes dull and drab, always tired and worn out, then she is unable to give you the feminine energy you desire intimacy. You might still love her, but you will begin to look elsewhere for feminine energy. At the level of polarity, you are attracted to and enlivened by her feminine radiance. Likewise, at the level of polarity, she is attracted to and relaxed by your masculine clarity, direction, integrity, and presence. When she complains about you watching TV, it is usually more a complaint about your whole life, your lack of persistence and clarity. If your woman felt you were living totally in your clarity of purpose, if she felt you totally present with her when you chose to be with her, then you said, "I'm going to relax and watch TV for half an hour. It would be fine." It's not the TV watching itself that really bothers her, although that is what she'll talk about. You must listen to your woman more as an oracle than as an advisor. She is usually speaking in a very tangential but revelatory style. She is revealing your unconscious habits that prevent your fullest awakening in consciousness. Your unconsciousness causes her pain. She won't say it that way, but that's what she is indicating. Don't argue with her about the garbage in the job interview. That's not what she's talking about, even though that's what she's talking about. Hear her complaint as the universe giving you signs about your life. Is watching TV right now the best way to use the moment? Sometimes you need the recreation, but sometimes you are just being lazy, trying to forget the responsibilities you have created in your life. Did you purposely lie to your woman about cleaning the garage? Or did you just let it slide, like you do with so many commitments you make in your life? Can you really blame your woman for being hurt by the lack of integrity that shows in your life? If she can't trust you with living your life from your deepest wisdom and fullest capacity, she can't trust you with her life. She can't trust your masculine impeccability, so she naturally will compensate by overdeveloping her own. She is not only being masculine for herself, now she's being masculine for you. If she's got to remind you of the job interview or the mess in the garage, she's supplying the masculine direction for the both of you, and this results in stress. Her body will begin to show it. She will become less radiant and less relaxed in her feminine power and glory because she has to compensate for your failure. The bags under your woman's eyes and the lines in her face may reveal much about how clearly you are living your highest purpose. Of course, your woman has her own unconscious habits to outgrow, but sometimes she is reflecting yours. Try to do your best to determine which of her problems are actually exquisitely sensitive bodily feedback to the way you are living your life. You know the amount of bullshit you are kidding yourself with. So does she. It just hurts her more than it does you. All right, that brings us to the end of chapter 31. And for me personally, this chapter really hit home because these are the type of things that I'm dealing with now with myself and my relationship. This idea that when I say that I'm going to do something, I actually have to do it. When I say I'm going to do it, or if plans change, I need to communicate that. It's easy to make excuses for yourself, but your woman is always watching. And what you see as excuses for yourself, she sees it as, okay, you just lied to me. And that's true. You're lying to yourself and you're lying to your woman when you're not living to your fullest. And I know it's hard. I know that it's difficult. It's a muscle that I'm working on myself to build up, staying consistent, building up discipline. If you had a lifetime of not being your most disciplined self or not disciplined in all aspects of your life, this will be a challenge to overcome. But you have a lot riding on your shoulders, but you are fully capable of getting this done. None of this is outside of your capabilities. You could be very disciplined. I am very disciplined. I just have to do it. And it's a good thing to, to speak to yourself as well. Speak positively, but you have to be real. Because your woman is not going to sugarcoat it for you, especially if you have a good woman in your life. Now, one of the things that I've had to reconcile in my mind is that my choices not only affect me and the people that I love, but the woman that is tied to me as well. It's not just about me. Now, if you want to be completely selfish and only worry about yourself, you can do that. Just don't do that and have a woman in tow. Don't do that and have children that are depending on you. Don't do that and you have family members who are depending on you. If you're okay with letting yourself down, if you're okay with just living a mediocre life, that's your choice. But to expect to have a quality woman along for the ride, it's not going to happen. She's going to call you out on it, and she's not going to be nice about it. It's a hard thing getting told about yourself. That's very difficult to hear, especially when it's coming from the woman that you love. But if she didn't love you, she wouldn't be telling you things in the first place. She'd just grab her bags, pack, and dip. If she has that self-confidence to know that she can go and find something better. But you don't want your woman to be with you only because she doesn't have any other options, or she feels like she doesn't have any other options. I guess one of the things that I have to deal with myself is this idea of getting exactly what you ask for. That can be scary. Being that very successful version of yourself, that's going to bring new challenges with it. But we must not be afraid of that. We must always be willing to step into this newness. Because that's what life is all about, living at our fullest. I really appreciate, I've said this time and time again, but I really appreciate finding this book and getting the lessons that are in it. Because what she's complaining about is not really what she's complaining about. I left a pin in one of my work pants, and she put it in the dryer after washing clothes, and that pin exploded, got ink over a lot of the clothes, but more specifically, it got ink on a shirt that she had just brought. She was looking forward to that shirt or shopping at the store, and the ink, messed up that shirt. Now, I told her that I will buy her a new shirt, or I will, get the ink out of the shirt that just got messed up. But I forgot about it. Out of sight, out of mind. And recently she brought it back up, and it was a problem because I said I was going to take care of that problem, but I didn't. And I had to be okay with that. Yeah, damn, I didn't do what I said I was going to do. So I had to remedy that problem. I had to buy her a new shirt. Now, granted, that old shirt with the ink stains is still in there. So I'm about to take some time to clean that off as well. Because I said I was going to do that, either clean off the shirt or buy her a new one. I want to do double the work, I guess, and clean that shirt off as well. But, women pay attention to the things that you say. They want to be able to trust you at your word. If you say you're going to do something, you have to be a man of integrity and do that thing. Men of integrity. I know we can all think of something in our lives that, we said we were going to do, but we didn't stick with it. And it may not seem like a big deal to you at the time, but your woman is studying you because she knows that her fate is tied to yours. And I understand it, fellas. That is a lot of pressure. You have people depending on you. But that's the task that we came down here to do. That's our goal. So, let's encourage each other. If you have other friends in your life, brothers, colleagues, just people that you are close to, really encourage them and have them encourage you to keep going, to keep improving. If you found these videos, it's not by accident. We're all on this journey together. Like the pendulum is swinging. we're going away from men being sorry and getting back to our superior selves. We can look at our society right now and see the result of, okay, this isn't a society that our women and children can exist in absolute peace, or as much peace as possible. And going back to the discipline thing, going back to this idea of sticking to your word, one of the things that I said I was going to do, and I'm proud of myself for sticking with it, is cutting out pornography. Or maybe I should say cornography, so, YouTube doesn't try to censor this. But that is something that has been the detriment of a lot of men. I'll let you look up those studies for yourself, the things that they say, how it rewires your brain. There are men out there who have watched so much porn that when they get an actual woman in front of them, they cannot perform. They can't rise to the occasion because they've been training themselves to get off watching other people have sex. They've been training themselves to get off watching another man please a woman. You have to be careful with that. Rewiring of your mind. And it's all the idea of unrealistic expectations of what sex is or what it should be. They tell us not to kink shame, but if you're watching this from the future, who knows how this is going to turn out. But right now, currently, Shannon Sharpe has found himself in a whole lot of trouble, and that's because he's not in control of himself. Or maybe it's not fair for me to say that because this woman could be lying. But Shannon Sharpe is in his 50s. He's messing around with a 20-year-old woman. I don't see that as being very wise. And the type of things that he was saying to her allegedly, and she was saying to him allegedly, that doesn't scream a healthy sexual relationship. So again, we don't want to find ourselves getting messed up like our brother Shannon Sharpe. Maybe if you listen to this from the future, this situation has resolved itself and he's, gotten over this hump. But not being a superior man, it's going to cost him. But as always, thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Hit the bell notification so you can know when I upload. And share this with somebody who needs to hear this message, along with clicking the link in the description of this video and checking out my ebook, Free Your Mind to Have Peace of Mind. Again, in the times that we're living in, having peace of mind is one of the most valuable things that you can have, because this is a stressful environment. But in my ebook, I give you the tools that you need, that you can always bring yourself back to your core of peace. So if you haven't checked that out, if you haven't read it, I highly suggest this book. And thank you guys. I'll see y'all in the next chapter. Peace.